Test, test, test. Test, 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 test. Test, test.
Getting to the point where like you give Astra 2 more bans and all of a sudden you've like a Death Prophet where like every counter is banned out. Neither team really has much to deal with the bat. Deal with the bat. Deal with the bat. With the bat. Getting to the point where like you give Astra 2 more. Getting to the point where like you give Astra 2. Looks amazing. Am I crazy? It's not banned out. All right.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Why?
It's great against Nature's Prophet. You can no longer unleash him with the talent because it doesn't go through Magic Immunity. Dooming a Pango feels like trash because he's already going to be ulting and rolling in before the fight even starts. These two supports don't really do much versus a Pango. I mean, I'm sure Rubik can steal Rolling Thunder if the Pango's bad, right? If he doesn't immediately press Shield Crash. So it looks fun in pubs, but it's like the supports just do nothing to the Magic community of Pangolier. Oh, they actually ban it. Okay. They're just banning all the good picks for themselves.
Maybe that's indicative that they don't want to put SF mid.
It's for sure a safe lane SF because you pick it to deal with the Doom, right? Like, flexing the SF to mid is just, it doesn't feel like a good idea at all.
But if there was a Pango there, maybe it'd be worth it, but yeah.
So we are seeing on the side of Execration, they're banning out Primal Beast, they're banning out Timber, all heroes against Nature's Prophet. That does mean that if they put the SF safe lane, at the moment Execration is banning as if the Death Prophets will be the one going mid. And that they, on the side of Astra, need an offlaner, which I guess
Good call. Good call. Into Rubik, which we saw a lot during the Lima Major, right? A lot of this Enigma into counters because it's like, oh, I'm gonna get Greaves and, you know, play around the summons. It's not about the black hole, but that did come back to bite a lot of teams in the Lima Major, is not having that ability to like actually get that spell off.
It also just amplifies their team fight incredibly well, right? Now they have like the black hole, the Requiem, the Earth Splitter, the Death Prophet ulti, they have got the Disruptor, Static Storm. Like, their team fight looks absurd, but it's not absurd in a way where you look at a draft and you think to yourself, how do they play when their cooldowns are down? Because they still have good ways to play with cooldowns down. You have Enigma playing the side lanes with his Eidolons. You're going to have SF just farming. You're going to have Disruptor just, like, you know, dewarding. Death Prophet is fine not playing without her ulti also. So it doesn't look too bad. I also like the idea of 9th pick Enigma here because regardless of whatever matchup it may have been or whatever flex his Execration may have gone for, it's a hero that's always going to come out of his lane with farmer just by nature of those Eidolons. It's also that aura builder that we talked about. Means that maybe for the Death Prophet they don't want to go with the full aura build, they might just do it on the Enigma here, which makes it more comfortable and less dependent on the black hole.
It's just easier for them to take towers as well. As a result of this, they've got summons now that can frontline for either SF or Death Prophet hitting. They don't have to require exorcism necessarily to do those either. So
the Bob Ember comes out.
That's kind of insane.
He's good.
So he is good at Ember, but okay, you're playing into SF, you're playing into Static Storm by Disruptor, you're playing into an Enigma who could potentially catch you out later. I know that most of Bob's heroes that he excels at were not like left in the pool, but this is probably a comfort pick. It's a comfort pick here. I mean, I guess the good news is you can kind of control the backline. Maybe try to not let Disruptor get a good ult off. Maybe try to like zone the Enigma before he can get a good jump. But it's very risky because there are a lot of ways for this Ember to die. Like a lot of ways for this Ember to die.
They're really banking on Bob just being like a sick Ember player, because I feel like he shouldn't have a good lane in this game, and they're absolute last picking a hero that's into like a bad lane situation. I do feel like for the game, they definitely needed something like a Spirit, because their heroes are, there's a lot of +1 heroes. Rubik doesn't necessarily want to be that guy that goes in first. He doesn't do damage. A hero follows up. Nature's Prophet TP's in. Doom can jump people, but way later once he has like 4 items. You do need a hero like Ember to run around, do stuff early, but that might be hard if you're just picking into 2 losing lanes.
I get your point, but I think Bob can do it. In the replays that I watched last night of his, like, he's a very individually skilled player. He's maybe not like completely smashing the game by himself, but I think he's going to be the guy that can jump in even in a bad situation and still come out affecting it well.
I see what you're saying. I think it's risky. For me, the only question mark in my head is Team Aster's synergy right now, because XWY, we know, got kicked. We know there's like some bad blood between them right now, and they have to play together anyway. But if they can like set that apart, I do feel like Aster has so many ways with dealing with this Ember Spirit, and I just don't feel like it's the best win condition for them, but it's just the best hero that Bob had in his arsenal here. So for me, this one's going to be about team synergy. Like, are Aster mad at each other? Because if they're not mad at each other, I think Aster outdrafted here.
Well, we're going to have to find out. Of course, easy to execute might help Aster a little bit. You mentioned earlier that their line of group up on your EXO, it's very straightforward, it's very simple. Maybe that's everything that Aster needs in order to do well. Or maybe Bob will just demolish Aster and will amplify the mental distress that Aster might be in. We're gonna find out. It's just the best of one. Who gets the lead here in these tiebreakers? We're finding out together with Odie, Pixel, and Fogged.
Thank you very much, Shiba. Yes, Aster versus Execration in these best of ones. Fogged, and what do you make of the drafts there? Execration, they end things up with the Ember Spirit, but it is a hero that you feel might have some struggles this game.
Yeah, I'm trying to look at the reasoning, because we've seen these matchups a lot. The DP was picked as a counter versus the Ember so many times, even SF, you know, if it wasn't the mid lane or anything, but just in general, it's a very strong hero throughout the game versus it. I think with auras and everything and the amount of team fight that Aster's drafted, it looks pretty advantageous for them. But I think for Execration, it's comfort, right? Just like Panel was talking about, I think Bob's looking, it's like, I really want to play this hero. It's one of my favorites, so wants to play that. And also, maybe it's about wanting to kick up the tempo a little bit here, because maybe there's a situation where Aster, you know, cooldowns are down and stuff like that. This Ember can play around stuff like that, but, you know, I'm kind of reaching at straws here, because a 24 pick into these heroes feels just pretty damn difficult. So Bob, he's going to have to do some crazy stuff.
Yeah, we'll see how well he fares in the mid matchup. Could be difficult for Bob.
Yeah. Because what we saw in particular was Chris Luck, right? When they were playing, they would pick this DP and he would destroy the Ember Spirits when we were watching at Lima over and over again. So
yeah, if you get any sort of lead, you're just able to kind of push the Ember off the wave, step up on the high ground, make it very difficult for the Ember to lane. We'll see how well Bob can do against XWY.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to see. I'm going to be mostly looking at him, how he does in this lane matchup. Bottom, I feel like Paulo should be pretty decent. I mean, Nature's Prophet is pretty good down here. Of course, there's going to be these constant denies that come out from the Enigma, but overall, NP should have a pretty good laning setup. Top, I mean, they counterpicked this Doom. They put the SF. We've seen this matchup now quite a few times. Yes, there's definitely ways that Execration can punish it, though, if they can get that, like, lift. But the early lane, like, the first few levels is pretty damn miserable, I would say, for this Doom.
Just so careful. If they're able to get in range to lay those raises down.
Yep.
Definite early kill potential for Aster and their safe lane duo.
And this, in my opinion, is one of Aster's best heroes when they do play with this Shadow Fiend. Monet and XWY very comfortable, mostly Monet. Shanks, he's almost to die here. I think he might just be dead.
All right, they get him.
Uh-oh.
Just getting run down here by the Elder Titan.
And it's Monet. I think he's going to be able to catch the wave as well, so he does. That is a brutal start here already for this Doom up top.
It's not going to be easy for Tino and Shanks to play the lane top.
And you could tell, like, that's why he immediately went for pulling, but they were prepared for this. That's why Pichu went for Windlace. He's got that movement speed. Shanks doesn't have boots, so easily just gets run down trying to pull the wave. Very good understanding coming out from Aster. Even just the, like, having this ward on the high ground kind of area just to watch whenever he walks over to go for any type of pulls. They just have the information.
Dire's courier has
See
been
mid lane.
killed.
Oh, XWY actually tanking
Radiant's
quite a few
courier
tower
has
hits
been
there.
killed.
Lost his courier. Some creeps. Oh, this is gonna be sad. I feel so bad for Tino up here.
Well, this is just going to be one of those situations where we're going to have, we'll sort of see the SF have like full control of the lane.
Yeah.
And just start to rack up the denies.
I mean, we've seen Monet do that before. He has like
Yep.
30 denies or something like that in these type of lane setups. So yeah, they're gonna have to pull. They're gonna have to do some type of lane shenanigans up here on the side of Execration, even more so. Bob first few waves, holding his own. Of course, gets forced. That'll come out. This is what Death Prophet can do. He's just now. I mean, now this is miserable. Bob is just getting sat on his hill. XWY is literally full out bullying him away from a wave.
I mean, yeah, what do you do as an Ember in this position? I mean, is there sort of the potential for any support to come and kind of help out? Like, to at least try and harass the Death Prophet, or is there just no way that you can harass a DP at this stage of the lane?
I honestly don't know, because they can't really leave their side lanes. Maybe the Jakiro or something can, but that's also, you know, not a great situation to do. Because Shanks, he can't leave top. Because then, I mean, the Doom is already effectively totally shut down, but if he starts moving too early, it's pain. And Bob just has to bring extra regen. So on top of having very low last hits, he has to bring like a Tango Salve in order to just play the lane versus XWY, who's just constantly spamming him, putting him low.
I mean, look at this as well. Baboka's coming from the side. They're going to try and get that salve off him. They lay down a Thunder Strike and Bob, but he's not going to get the full benefit of the salve.
They get the glimpse, but not really fully in position there. Oh, nice try there. Tries to dodge it.
Definitely hurts. Had to use the salve to try and return to the lane, but doesn't even get that back up top.
There we go.
And we'll be able to turn and take down Pichu. The two of them catching him a bit far from any sort of potential backup of Monet.
Maybe you do just actually ditch bottom. I think maybe Carlo has to start making the moves really early. And you just leave the NP down a 1v1. You just get some stacks going, and you try to help out this Ember Spirit as much as possible. Because this just probably feels pretty sad. And that's why, at least for me, I saw this Ember pick, and I'm like, well, he just picked it into the DP. This is going to be super struggling unless Bob just mega outplays.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the good mids were banned out, right?
That's true.
Towards the end, kind of the Bat was taken out, the Pango was taken out.
He just returned, and he's just getting walked down. Oh, my lord.
It's a rough matchup, and we're very much seeing that in action here. But as you say, matchup that Bob did sign up for.
He sure did. And bottom now that the Nature's Prophet's been left alone. Baboka and XXS getting aggressive. Oh, man. Follows. Let's go down here.
Nice part to hold back XXS, but indeed Palos. He's gonna live. He's gonna live. He's gonna be able to TP out as well there. So quite the bullet dodge there from Palos, and needed to as well. He was the one having the best start so far in Execration.
Honestly, if he dies there, the game almost feels over. Right? Like the way lanes are going, it's absolutely miserable for them. Nice little cliff action, of course, from Shanks. And Dusky, of course, Palos, reason he lives is because of double Wraith Band, right? He has this big armor. So cool little plan from him to deal with the Eidolon damage. Peek in 2 seconds. There we go. And 2K lead already coming out these lanes. Doom shut down, Ember completely shut down. And it's not even just about the lane, too, about the Ember. There's a lot of silences, right? There's tons of different ways to deal with this Ember. Even if he starts getting farming, they're pushing tower. It's a level 6 Death Prophet, 6.5 versus level 4 and change on the Ember.
Carlo's going to come over and see if he can help.
They might just dive him.
There's anything that the hero can do to help them out. They're going to come in with further TPs. They've got the Ice Path to hold back XWY, but Bob, he's ticking down the Thunder Strike and the Siphons. He's gone. Another kill here in this middle lane, and Aster able to put a fair bit of damage onto the tier 1.
They even cliff while they're diving too, so yeah, keeps the wave alive even longer. This is devastating start here. Aster. The other day when they played together, Execration actually did fairly well in the lanes. Today, I mean, they set themselves up for a bit of a disaster, of course, with that last pick for how this is going to go out. So yeah, Palos, I think tons of weight on his shoulders this game to just make some unbelievable stuff happen with this Nature's Prophet at this point.
Top lane.
You know.
quite be able to get the setup with Stomp.
And top tower also.
It's, yeah, just a lot of pressure being put on this tower. Already down to half HP here.
No.
Gotta be careful. A couple of raises next there from Mono.
Yeah, I mean, every single lane has a way to really push and threaten on the side of Aster. Mid easily can take the tower. Enigma can easily take bottom. SF with this type of advantage can easily pressure too. They're really killing it for the start here.
Bob's going to take his tower off. He's going to go for the deny, but yeah, indeed, 7 minutes. Tier 1 being taken.
Level 5. XWY going to be approaching level 8. Has full rune control as well, an arcane rune, so he can look to make early rotations too. All right, Pop. I mean, you've got one of the harder games, it feels like, for you. You got to make some magic happen.
He's getting the farm.
Sure is.
Yeah, 38 and 17, that's everything not bad.
Deeping top, healed.
There's good damage and good interruption over the telekinesis.
Nice
Puts the stop to the stomp from Pichu so they can continue to focus down Monet. With the sprout onto Pichu, they should be able to take him as well. Palos.
There we go.
Coming in big.
Does he want to try to pressure this tower here? I mean, he's running into the jungle. I guess wants to see if there's any stacks and stuff to take him away. Thought he would just look to just hit tower there. But I guess he wants to make sure that Tino gets as many levels as possible. Probably doesn't want to sap any of that XP. Good move. A needed move.
Radiant's bottom tower is
I think he has to play
attack.
super active bottom.
Looking for him. They know he's in it.
Carlo.
Not a lot to be done.
Farewell, my friend.
Wanting to sap some XP, but Aster will take him out of this bottom lane. And with that, get the Eidolons out and pressure on this tier 1 as well. As Bob finally hits the 6. So we'll have at least some mechanism of escape.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under
He's
attack.
pretty much the same net worth as the supports in this game. As you said, did it to himself with the pick. XWY, on top of having Arcane Rune now, also has picked up a DD. And he is going to be going for the Yule's build. So, cool way to set up more of these ganks, cancel TPs and stuff like that also. Carlo.
Carlo's come down here again. It's a dangerous place.
He just really wants to try to hold on to this tower as long as possible. But... Okay, TP coming in. That's success.
All right, they're bringing Palos and Shanks. Catch him with the telekinesis, and then
There we go.
the 3 of them XXS. Not standing a chance. So Execration, very much making sure that they don't lose any further tier 1s here super early.
Good moves so far from Palos. Nice little tornado.
Dire's top
I love this
tower
hurricane.
is
I think
under
this has
attack.
quickly become my favorite creep on Doom.
We're just for the Dukes, up and down high ground and stuff.
Huge, but also it's like most of the time when people get Doom, they run away. This just pulls them right back in over and over again.
Look at this, they're going for XWY. They've got the 4 of them here.
It's good stuff. Execration.
They're going to be able to come on as well with the Sprout. Get another siphon off, but surely with the 4 of them, the damage is done, and it is a slight fist from Bob. Takes down XWY. Execration getting some big kills here, as Aster getting caught out a bit.
And they're getting the farm too for Tino. He's got his Midas. Starting to hit some jungle. Creeps pretty much caught back up here. So, yeah, very nice early
Radiant's
aggression.
bottom tower is
Palos,
under
we said he's
attack.
got the work cut out for him, and so far he is delivering. 1-0 and 4 on this Nature's Prophet. Very active around the map.
And this route as well for Bob.
Radiant's
Alrighty.
bottom
And go
tower
for anything aggressive with this
Effective
mid lane.
rune of
Boca trying to pick up the
invisibility.
levels.
Yeah, but Boca moving so much, he is a bit under-leveled, of course. Only level 4. He's got the tome, though, so we'll be okay. But yeah, those kills, they matter a lot for these Execration supports in general, too. Since they're having the rough lanes, getting these early kills on the over-farmed laning heroes, they're high level. Like Rubik, he's about to be 6. This Jakiro is already 6. And I think they do have... Yeah, the tome is even coming out, so the Rubik is going to be near level 7.
Can they go for this
tower
with
is under
Palos
attack.
or not? XWY.
This is a bit of a tough one. Oh. Checks for the... Tries to hit the camp there, but actually maybe reveals his sentry. Good early moves to recover things from
Dire's
Execration.
top
Tino
tower
even
is
securing
falling.
last hit on tower. And he is going to be going the mech build, so I actually do like this build quite a bit. We've seen Ace do it a couple times here now. Aster starting to farm these big stacks that they had going. Monet still farming very well. Pretty massive stack, actually.
Well, well.
Bob's still, of course, on the long road to recovery. Bottom of the course by extremely significant margin.
Trying to get into the jungle here and mess around with XWY, but he's got Evoker by his side. They'll get the glimpse back onto the Rubik. Chance is gone. Tino, of course, has the ult ready to play with, and Bob is by his side. It's still kind of difficult to fight into this area, especially when Asta's got the ward coverage around their own jungle. Bob's trying to head in, but they have full vision on this.
A gift from the temple.
Boca just wanted the bounty.
They're really trying to get at them here, but it's hard for these two to make a play. XWY says she's going to put the ghost. They try and go for Tina, but he's able to push his way out of the stomp, and well,
whoops.
I mean, Execration's going to be happy with that one. That's an exorcism down the drain.
Telling you, man, this Hurricane. It's so good. No glimpse available this time for Baboka. And yeah, Ghost wasted. But Bobby, I mean, he's looking to do something to get active because he's got his phase boots. Not going to be the Javelin, not into the Maelstrom for quite some time, of course. But he's got to get, I mean, he's not getting any farm. He has 40 last hits. 43 at 12 minutes and 40 seconds.
Oh, yeah, they've got to find action. They've got XWY.
Okay, good damage.
Chains into the Macropire. They'll have some time here with the self-keep with Palos TP's in. XWY has got backup coming, but they can't take them from these four. That's a big kill there. They're shutting down this Death Prophet.
And Bob gets the last hit.
Very nicely there, done from Bob. Notches the glimpse with the slide of fist, gets the chains connection onto Baboka. That's exactly what Execration need to start climbing Bob back into the game.
Bob's like, no, Palos, you took my last hit. I needed that one from Baboka. But now with these kills, can definitely get some pressure going. Good punishing. When that DP ulti was used, they waited till it went down, immediately smoked, made the move, and now trying to get this tower.
Structures are fortified. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's
XWY's
bottom
back up
tower
those.
is under
So,
attack.
Execration. I think twice before trying to go for this push.
Dire's
Still some very
top
good
tower
moves to
is
punish.
under attack.
Playing around those cooldowns nicely. XXS looks like now he's got the Greaves. Might be time for Aster to start grouping up. Monet also pretty strong. Of course, no BKB just yet, but still, he's got Dragonlance. He continues to stack up. He is quite massive still on this SF, but he is getting out-farmed by the NP and the Doom. Midas is definitely paying off for Tino. He's close to his Greaves as well.
Do you think there's any chance that Aster will try and go for the Roshan with this sort of lineup?
Maybe when they have level 2 ghosts. That's what I would imagine. Yeah. XWY, he's level 11, so probably wants to just farm 12, and then yeah, they could more than likely just force a Roshan, which will be very difficult for Execration really to fight around, especially because the Ember is so far behind and the immense team fight that they have set themselves up with on Aster.
14 minutes in though, very, very close. Aster want to try and get back that lead that they did build up in the early game. They'll come out with the 3-man smoke. Although it's not necessarily the target though, they want something bigger.
They want this to him. They'll get the glimpse.
They'll get a glimpse back. Glimpse, Stomp's not quite set up. Tino is to be able to turn and drop the Doom down onto the Enigma, so there's no threat of a black hole, but the Ghost are back up here from XWY, and with the splitter as well, Tino will go down.
And XXS is just fine because he's got those Greaves. Just that regen that kicks in once he gets low should be more than enough. Bring in the numbers, Aster. But Paulo's still farming.
Radiant are
The
scared.
all-important man. Bob's gonna have to take he's gonna have to go back foot. I like this, like even going just straight BKB. We've seen this a bunch of times when the Embers are super behind. Just let your Nature's Prophet get all the farm.
But Pichu.
Yep.
That's another one for Bob. The recovery continues.
Now into mid tower. All these kills definitely matter.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I guess Monet is just really waiting for his BKB before he gets involved whatsoever. Next creation, they want to punish. They're like, okay, Static Storm on cooldown, DP ult on cooldown also. They want XWY.
They're going to go for Palos Bomb. That was the combo there. Glimpsed into the Requiem. Very well done by Aster. Top lane though, indeed XWY. In a bit of trouble.
Jake's got the steal.
He's got a couple of cycles, but
Is under attack.
Ice Path is down. We'll see if the heals are enough to save XWY. Still has the heals to play, but now slight fist coming in from Bob. XWY will fall.
Bob's like, good job, guys. Coming in to secure the last hit. Good stuff from him.
He needs it. The recovery does continue here for Bob, and you know, maybe this was the plan all along. You say when you're picking the Ember Spirit into this sort of game, you know it's going to be tough. So, you know, very much so, Execration likely just thinking about the impact that the Ember could have outside of the early game, and even in a situation where the Ember would be having to play from behind.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Just wants to cut the wave. He has a remnant up still. Yeah, he's just gonna jump out. Shun that's probably going to be coming from Aster very soon. XWY has hit 12, so he's got Exorcism. They're about to hit quite a few item timings on Aster.
There we go. Execration's feeling strong. They've got the Doom back up. They want to look for a fight immediately.
They still have Siphons also. Shanks, I mean, this is the strongest... I mean, of course, you have Black Hole, but this is one of the strongest spells you can get.
And they're going to be able to get Shanks in with the setup there, closes the gap, and that's going to be XXS in trouble. He'll try and stand his ground, but Flame Guard takes him down. Shanks finishes him off.
There we go.
And now they can go for more. Palos keeping in onto the high ground, showing off the escape of Pichu. 2 kills for Execration, and now they are the ones to take the lead.
The Hurricane, baby. Push the Rubik in so he gets the lift. It's a free 4-step. That's some sick stuff.
Dire's middle
Love to
tower
see it.
is under attack.
Now check it out again.
Oh, it's so pretty. Look at it. Phew. Beautiful stuff. I mean, they keep outnumbering. They're making really clean rotations.
I just a little bit disjointed at this point in the game, Aster. And he caught out in these sort of situations where XS alone or XWY is alone. Execration doing a really good this.
Soon BKB for XWY, so BKB on Monet, soon BKB on him. That, I'd imagine, would be the big timing for them to go for fruition. We're gonna get this. Take straight to Roche. They're gonna know. So Exhibition immediately start pinging the Roche. They're like, Aster's gonna force it. How to fight
They
this?
could probably go over the 4 of them. I mean, how hard is it for Execration to fight for?
Suara gua lebih kenceng gak?
Sama aja.
He's gonna just try to survive.
Ya kayak kemarin-kemarin.
Nice tornado again, though.
And XXS, he's gonna...
Ini kali apa settingan mic Windows-nya.
Oh, gua bingung. Gak bisa buka Windows di sini.
Masa nggak bisa sih lu klik kanan naik ini volumenya yang stiker itu.
Gak ada kayak taskbarnya gitu. Kayak waret-waret gitu loh.
It worked out.
Lu pencet tombol Windows nggak kebuka emang.
Stolen black hole, then he got the drop down. Wasn't enough to get the team right back in Execration's favor. Palos, as strong as he is, on his own, he just doesn't deal enough life damage right now to be able to come in and delete the heroes.
No, definitely not. And there is, I mean, yeah, the BKB is going to be
Tuh,
useful
Bapak kan
for
dari
some
rumah
of
apa
these spells,
gimana?
but Aster has a great lineup for just
Agak
mixed
masuk di
damage.
sini
They
lah.
have the Ghost, they have the SF right clicks
Di
that
waretnya
come in,
ada.
so
Ada.
Now we're going to see what they can do now with the Aegis timing here. Monet.
just farm it up.
Execration.
Yules for a last hit? Wait, what? I think he did up top. Looking to punish. Arcane in your bot.
Very dead.
They get a TPY.
They can take an edge from the ice farm. Four from Bob and the BKB. BKB and a TP out from XWY will keep him safe. Also got a bit of a siphon going as well. And more than enough HP to cover himself on the way out.
Still a fan of the way that they're making these moves. They see ultis used, they're trying to punish Nikansi. They're trying to play fast to try to shut down Aster's massive team fight. I mean, so far, not bad.
Yeah, it feels like they are just doing that little bit more than Aster so far this game here at Execration.
But it's just Bob who's just still super far behind.
Side. And Jacked. With the connection, XXS decently tangled. They'll turn the on the front lines and they'll be able to take XXS down. The cost of both supports. Monet for a bit of a clean up. Likely to find more Palos. Able to hold back XWY. XWY trying to chase.
He's gonna have to probably use BKB soon. They're gonna get vision for glimpse.
Radiant structures are fortified.
So now Master, I mean, no BKB on Nature's Prophet. They're probably gonna be the ones looking to punish as well. Just these constant back and forth with these, you know, the cooldowns and whatnot. So Execration trying to make the most happen with the little, right? Especially Bob. He still continues to be at bottom of the course. He's still doing quite a bit of work anyway. So they're gonna match the movement. They're gonna go top it. They can push pretty quick.
Dire's top tower has fallen. Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
That's going to feel pretty good. Being able to get a tier 2 worship team that doesn't have the Aegis. They get the trade down bottom. 1 NXXS ready for the defense. Execration, they won't
Spoiler,
push
I
it
think
any further top for now.
Cooldowns.
13, I mean, super close this game.
Yep. Cooldowns coming back up. Very difficult for Execution to fight into 5, but if they bring the numbers, we can definitely get this set up. Tino has BKB. So they're also, I mean, they're getting some pretty good item timings at the same time on Execration. Double BKB's ready. Bob, he did go a little greedier. He did go back, just go for the Maelstrom instead of just rushing BKB. He doesn't want to literally be unable to farm, so I understand that.
Yeah, it always feels rough because if you go straight BKB, you just do no damage.
Yeah, sometimes it's needed, but
No progression.
he wants to be able to try to scale.
Radiant's top tower.
Because they do
is under
definitely
attack.
need multi-scaling this game.
Has fallen.
So far, so good. Yeah, very even, like you're mentioning. Aster trying to punish,
Radiant's top tower
since they have
is under
absolutely every
attack.
single cooldown. Keep going. Monet, he's just going hard right click, so he's just going Daedalus next to bring down these targets during their BKBs.
Dire's bottom
And
tower
Palos,
is under
this is
attack.
definitely a cool item build if he's able to get that Scotty as well. Very good versus all 3 cores. Triple range cores.
The full fight done now in XXS.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Help the team out when they go for the group push and really being able to take that second tier 2. The tier 2 left.
Lu mau makan dulu apa main aja?
Execration.
Bebas.
Selalu gua
Seeing Bob
udah
trying
makan.
to walk to some lanes and farm, and then Nature's Prophet just TP's right in front of it and farm. I mean, I
Ntar
can't
nanggung
blame
dah.
him.
Ntar lagi.
Double the net worth of Bob.
Palos, yeah. He's taking that gold every time.
Don't blame him by any means. Jakes, the moment, has the blink, has the Philly stone, very useful for the Rubik. He's playing versus Disruptor, so imagine this shard is going to be coming out soon to be able to save people out of the kinetic field and stuff like that.
Again, the jungle area Execration. Palos, yeah. He's taking that gold every time.
Don't blame him by any means. Jakes, he's going to be consecration. Any means. Monet, he's just going hard right click, so he's just going Daedalus next to bring down these targets during their build defuse. Down these targets during their build defuse. Straight through. Anything too. Now, I mean, time to strike for Execration. They know where Aster is, but walking into high ground is a little bit difficult. I mean, they definitely can make moves right now. Aster likely to stick to with Monet. Aegis is gone.
What is he about? Yes, about 500 gold off his full Daedalus Monet.
Good job.
Bob, he's got his eyes on him here, but not really much. A whole lot Bob can do.
No. They
Guys. 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 Guys.
Ada.
Gua ngecek strip.
Ada.
Gua ngecek strip.
Ada.
Gua ngecek strip.
Ada.
Gua ngecek nunggu ya.
Ada. Ada. Kenapa?
Itu suara streamnya kayak teng, suara kabel gitu.
Nggak tahu dah.
Baby, you and me, I was a fantasy, teng apa? Panda. Mana cara jalannya? Audio.
Tadi udah keluar cowok tim kita ini dia musuh-musuh dia. Anjing bobor. Diskasi kok. Woi, posternya hari ini kan. Ayo dulu lah kita. Ayo dulu. Ya, kasih cowok satu kasih.
Win condition for them, but it's just the best thing. Just do it on the Enigma. Just
Kenapa dah suaranya? Tes, tes. Tes, 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 tetepan, tes, tetepan, tes.
Kayaknya dari suara apa namanya? Mic headset lu tuh makanya ngebas.
Iya. Perasaan nggak di PC-nya sama, Cok. Kemarin nggak gini kan?
Ditukar kali headsetnya. Atau enggak volumenya kegedean resultnya.
Gua matiin aja streamingnya anjing. Sakit anjing kuping.